Alright, guys. Hello. Welcome to my YouTube channel. uh, we'll be right we'll be right back in just a moment because we're having technical difficulties. I'm sorry. I'll be right back. I'm back. This was the best that I was able to do. I'm not sure how. Okay, I look fine. Okay, so terribly sorry for my accent because I know, to me, it doesn't sound like I'm speaking weirdly. I don't know. But when I come back to hear my own, my to watch my own videos, see if everything is okay and if I have to cut something down or shorten it up or anyway. I find my accent to be a little bit weird, so I'm sorry. I'm from Brazil, and English is not my first language, but I'm trying my best. If I say anything wrong, you're welcome. You're welcome. No, well, you're welcome to correct me, right? I guess that's right. I might have just said I might have said something totally dumb and totally wrong, but I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. So, a few weeks ago, I think it was 2, maybe 3 weeks ago, I said that I was gonna make a review on the Mahjon A1, A2, and the A3. Now, I had some setbacks and I couldn't make the video when I said I would make the video, right? So, here I am late as always because I'm beginning the channel. I'm starting the channel, a new channel. I'm not used to this, but you can also see that I don't have a setup to make videos, right? So I'm truly a beginner, but I'm trying my best. So uh, here they are. I got the A1 in the fish scale, black matte fish scale finish. I have the A2 in the purple finish. I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, I can see this, kind of. It's purple with the chrome. And I got the A3 in black with chrome. So chrome, black. Do I have any sort of light that I can shine up here? Uh, okay, here. It entangles. I'm sorry. So, let me see if I can do something like this. No, it looks terrible. Anyway, let's try it with the smaller one, right? Just so that you can see, and it looks terrible as well. Uh, less shot. Less shot. Well, I guess this is better. Maybe I'll do this. No, that looks awful. That looks bad as well, but might as well try. Might as well try, right? Anyway, here we go again. Don't follow me. Don't follow me. Um, so got the A1. This looks terrible. I'm gonna try this way. This also looks terrible, but that's the best I got. So this is the Mahjon A1 in fish scale black matte version. This is the Mahjon A2 in purple and chrome, and this is the A3. Again, now you can see it much better, the chrome and the black and all of that. So, first things first, okay? I love all of these pens, okay? I do have to say, I kind of like the A3 better because it's heavy. It's a little bit on the heavy side, but it feels amazing on my hand. I know some people have complained about this and that the fact that you sometimes you press it down and it doesn't extend completely. Now it's not going to happen probably, but you extend it and it doesn't click. And so it falls back on. And so if you're trying to write something and you're like, oh, here it happened. Just happened. Did you see that? So that happens sometimes, that you just press it and it doesn't click and the nib goes back up. And then you have to do it again. So if you're trying to take some notes and it's supposed to be a quick action, it's good, but it's bad, because if that happens, now okay, if you're taking notes of on someone on something that someone is telling you, and that someone is right in front of you and they can repeat that, okay. But if you're in a classroom, which is the ideal type of situation where you would want to use one of these, because it's silent. If you That's the thing about the A3. A1 and the A2 both make sound. Now the sound on the A2 it's louder than on the A1, but I'm gonna talk about that later. I'm gonna start with the A3 because it was I think it was the last one to get here. I'm not sure. I bought all of these from AliExpress, different sellers. Okay, a lot of people have talked about the 365 365 days store. I have bought one pen with them. I think it was this one. I'm not sure. But I remember that I saw, maybe I didn't buy, but I just saw the pen that they were selling. They sell a lot of pens. But I'm gonna talk about the A3, and then we will go to the A2 and then to the A1. Okay, so the A3 has, over here in the middle, Mahjon, written twice. So it's Mahjon, what is that? A little trace, Mahjon, another trace. So um, there's that, right? It's not trying to fake being a pilot or anything. It's just its own thing. Now, the design is different from regular vanishing point LS, because the LS has the clip over here, just like this one, just like this one, just like this one. It has the clip near the section. I like the fact that Mahjon put the clip somewhere else, because I guess that with such a big pen, it wouldn't feel as comfortable as it feels the way it feels, at least for me, right? So, the sections on all of these are just the same. So I'm gonna show this to you once. Maybe I'll show you again with the other pens to show that these are the same. But here it is. I'm not sure if it's gonna focus, but they all have the Moon Man design that says Moon Man and the O's interlace and all of that. So they have that, and then beneath that there is an extra fine indication. Now these only come in extra fine. I like extra fines, I'm not gonna lie, but I would like to have a broad or a medium or just a larger size of nib, right? Because sometimes the extra fine, it's bad. Sometimes. Now, the A1 came perfectly, writing just right out of the box. A2, same thing. Now the A3, it didn't come quite as well as I thought it would be. Not, at least not as well as the other two came in, right? Because this one wouldn't write at all. So when I looked at it under a loop, under something that I could zoom the image in, right? I saw that the tines were too close together, so the ink wouldn't go through. And also, I was using kind of a dry ink, so that might have helped, but it wouldn't write at all, even with a wetter ink. I tried it up. Uh, Now I had to fiddle with it a bit. I did wash it. I soaked it in hot water, not hot water, but hottish water, beyond room temperature, right? So a little bit beyond room temperature, but not hot, not hot, but heat it up a little, right? With some dish soap. And I left it there and it helped, I guess, because I washed it and I flushed it with a pen flusher that I have. That helped. Uh, I don't think that that was the cause why it began writing again. I'm not sure if it was clogged up or if it was the tines. If the problem was in the tines, right? I'm not sure if at that point if I just washed it up and stopped doing whatever I was gonna do with the pen. I'm not sure if it was gonna work, if it were right, because right after I washed it and flushed it and all of that and dried it up, I came back and got me some. Some people use brass sheets. I don't buy brass sheets because I don't know where to buy them. So what do? I get those Nespresso machine oh my god, the coffee machine refuse, the coffee machine capsules. I don't know if you guys have that in the US. In Brazil we do have those. It's an espresso machine, right? So I got the capsules, and it's not that fattish capsule. It's the metal capsule, the one that you would normally find in a supermarket, right? So I get those and I take the coffee out. I take the everything out and I cut it up in like this. I clean it up. I dry it up. All of that. I cut it up, and I have them like this. And I have another one here, which I have not yet used because you can see that here it has some ink missing, and here it has the ink in every edge, which is the edge that I use the most because it can fit through the tines, right? Easier. It's easier for me to get it to fit over there. But I did use that to not only take what would probably be dried up ink material from testing in the fabric, testing in the where the place where it was built, right? Not only did I do that, but I also uh, uh, um, took the tines and I split it up just a bit, so that the ink would flow. So now it doesn't write. Most of the times, it doesn't write as an extra fine. It writes as a fine, Western fine, because well, this is the Chinese, so it's you know the deal. If you know fountain pens, you know the deal, right? So it is an amazing fountain pen. It's silent. I love that. It's silent. I can take notes anywhere. I take my fountain pens everywhere with me. I have this little pouch here, and I take this with me. And this has what 20 plus pens in it. And I because the total amount of fountain pens, only fountain pens, because I have roller balls and all that, ballpoints and all that. But just fountain pens, 42 is the number. I have 42 fountain pens. That number is growing constantly. I'm constantly buying more pens because I use all of my pens. So now I have probably 20-ish fountain pens inked up. The only detail that I didn't talk about is the fact that it has Mahjon written in here, and I'm not sure that if you're going to be able to see it. I might try the lantern trick again. Oh, here it is. Mahjon. I'm not sure if you will be able to actually read it, but you can see that it's Mahjon written over there. So, and it has Regis. So you can see that it has Regis over here. So it does have a texture. That's what I'm trying to say. So it does have a texture, and it feels good. This pen is heavy. It writes well. After I fiddle with it a lot, actually, it now writes well. Writes amazingly well. It's a wet nib, and it feels amazing. It feels amazing in my hand. Again, in my hands, and again, I have big hands, but it does feel amazing in my hands. It writes fantastically well. I like that Mahjon included a clip because it's useful. I like that they put it farther up, like away from the section, right? But it's not actually all that useful. I don't find it really useful, right? So I don't like that. I like it, but I don't use it because overall it's not useful. If you have a shirt pocket, half of the pen is gonna be sticking out of the pocket. So not good. It's not really useful. I like it. I like it, and also it gives me a pretty good idea of where the nib is. So I like that, but I don't really use it. Now let's go to the A2. Now I'm not sure if you will be able to see. I'm gonna try the thingy trick again. So I'm not sure if you can see. It's actually a deeper shade of purple. It seems. I think that this makes it strike as lilac, but it's actually quite a deep purple, a rich purple. It's not really deep purple because then it would be almost black. But it's a good purple. It's a rich purple. That's the shade of purple that you think of when you imagine I don't know, grapes. Uh, uh, um, when you imagine Thanos, for example, just purple. It's not myrtle purple. You know, when you have, oh, I'm gonna buy some beet juice. You know, that's not that. That's red actually. But the beet, the fruit beet, not the juice from the beet. You know, the beet. It's a deeper shade of purple. That's not it. This is just a rich, good old purple, right? So it mimics the design of a old vintage Pilot fountain pen, which would be the Pilot Vanishing Point from the 70s. Now I don't have one of those. I don't have any vanishing point at all. That's the point. Yeah, that's the reason why I'm buying a things that people would say it's a copycat. I like it. It's so well made, at least for me. I have Pilot fountain pens. This is a Pilot parallel pen. I have a Kaweco here. I have where is that? Oh, it's here. I have Blumix actually. Blumix fountain pen from Pilot. I might have other Pilot pens here. Oh, I have a Pilot Varsity here. I have Lummies. I have all of that. But when it comes to expensive pens, they're expensive. So these are pretty good. People might call them fake, people might call them copycats, but these are really good. And if I had the money to buy a Pilot fountain pen, I would be buying a fountain pen from Pilot. But I would also buy these ones because these are cheap. And I like the deal. Good pen for small amount of price. So I like that. This mimics the design. Now, again, it's not the same as the original design because it has some differences. So, for example, the knock on the original one would be flattened out instead of curved like this. The ridges in the middle here would be different. It would have a pilot. Japan, of course, it would have a pilot instead of Moonman. It's written here, Moonman. That's all. Like it doesn't have anything else. It just has Moonman over there. The section is a little bit different as well. It's a little bit narrow, like it comes to a narrower point, at least from what I remember. And the clip is seamless in the sense that it is attached seamlessly to the point. So the point and the clip on the original one are just just the same piece, right? They're the same piece. Now this, it's not. You can see that this is one piece, this is another. So it's easier to make it this way. I can understand that it's actually really easier to make it this way. It saves you a lot of time in production. Now this is a really good pen. I like this. It's light. It's made out of plastic, but it's not. It doesn't like the Kaweco plastic. If you have a Kaweco, you know what I'm talking about. It's plastic, but it feels good in the hand. It's not. You don't feel like when you do this or when you unscrew the section. I'm not gonna do this because I'm using this as an eyedropper, so it's gonna leak ink everywhere. But when you go to fiddle with your pen and you unscrew it and you put it back here and then you force it a bit and then you do this and then you do that. It doesn't feel like it's gonna break. Why? Because it's a Kaweco. It's a good pen. Or a Lamy. Let's say a Lamy Safari. You have, okay, I have, oh no, I have you here. I have my Lamy Terracotta here. So this is the type of pen that it is made out of plastic, and it's not resin, it's plastic. If it was made out of resin, it would be pricier, right? So it's plastic, and it feels good. You hold it up, you do this, you do that, you might fiddle with it. I just, like just this morning, I dropped it uncapped, and it didn't, nothing happened, not to the nib. It just splashed a lot of ink in the ground, but I cleaned it up, and it was fine. The nib, still perfect. The pen, still perfect. Not a single scratch, not a single anything. And I have been using this pen daily, and I use this like a workhorse. I use all my pens, like I don't keep them in nice pen pouches in a safe deposit box where they will never be used and they will never see the light day, the light of the day. That's not what I do. I use my pens and I use them regularly. I don't care. This is a limited edition. I have another one here. It's an all-star. It's also a limited edition, and I bought both of these. I bought this in the physical Lamy store in San Francisco in 2021. I bought this in the physical Lamy store in New York just in August last year, 2023, right? And now, okay, it has some scratches. I don't plan on selling my pens. When I buy a fountain pen, I plan on using it for the rest of my life, maybe even passing it on to my children, to my grandsons, everyone. I plan on using it for the rest of my life. I don't plan on, oh, I'm gonna buy this and maybe someday I'm gonna sell it. No, I don't plan on selling my pens. Now again, if you see a fountain pen here and you wanna make an offer, I take offers. I'm not saying that I won't ever sell them, even if it's an unrefusable offer. No, but I like this pen. No, I might sell them, but I don't plan on. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to say. So it's made out of plastic. Now this, made out of metal. This one, made out of metal as well. It's heavy. You can feel that. It's hefty. Okay, this one is heavier. This like light, uh, less light, heavy. Okay, but it's not heavy like in a way that you can't write with it. Now, if you have small hands, this might not be good for you because it's heavier. Okay, in the back here, it's heavier. But if you have bigger hands, right? This is going to be a good pen. Just like the Lamy Dialogue 3. Now, this is a copycat here. But if you have the original one or this is heavy as well. This is just as heavy as the original one. I have made a review on this on my channel. This is the LM Focus 3. And it is amazing. It feels and it writes and it's just as good as the original one. For me, okay? For me. I did have to fiddle with it. It started leaking. I did have to fiddle with it. But it now works fine. Okay, so I did put some Vaseline or silicone grease in there to keep the gears working, right? Because it does have a lot of gears, at least from my understanding, right? But back to the A2. It's a good pen. It's a plastic pen, but it just like the Kaweco or the Safari or even the Kakuno. The Kakuno is great. So if you have any plastic pens from major brands, Lamy, Pilot, Kaweco, Pelikan, even the Pelikan Twist that I have here, or Schneider pens. Schneider pens are amazing. This is a twist. Oh, crap. I'm sorry for that. I don't have a setup. I just said that earlier. So if you have a Schneider pen, this is from Schneider. If you have even the freaking Pilot Varsity, I have this one since 2021, and it also feels amazing. And it hasn't break. It didn't break. It didn't nothing. And I have used the hack where you take it apart and you refill it with your own ink of choice. I did that, and it works fantastically. For those of you wondering. So it's made of plastic. It's light. It's light. It's really light. You can this is the pen. If you like writing and you take long afternoons, You know, you take your afternoons and you make them into writing sessions, and you spend hours and hours and hours writing novels, letters to your friends, writing poetry. I like writing poetry. I have just over here, I have two unfinished poetry notebooks. I have several completed notebooks just composed out of poetry, right? I like that. Now, it's poetry in Portuguese, so you probably wouldn't understand it, and I wouldn't try translating it because I don't think it would be a good idea, right? So this, it's a good pen. Again, I'm just gonna show it, just like I said. Same section. Now I do have the cartridge here. They all come with I don't have those here. I don't know where I put those, but they each come with a packet, little pack that comes with sort of a syringe, like an eyedropper syringe. You know, the one that you do, boop, boop, and it sucks the ink up, and you boop, boop, and it takes the ink out, right? So that's the one. It comes with one of those. An ink pump would be better. Eyedropper pump, right? So it's an eyedropper pump. Each of them come with one, and it's good. It's good quality. So each of them come with one of those, and they come with a cartridge inside a pen, one cartridge in this little pack with the pump, and in the pack comes also uh, a converter, which is this one right here. And yes, it looks just like the converter for the Pilot Con 40. It's just like they took the same design, but it's good. It's good. It's a good design. It's a good pen. And yes, if you're wondering, I have a Mahjon, uh, um, I have a Mahjon cartridge on my Kakuno. So it is interchangeable, right? It is. Now the pen, it is amazing. It writes fantastically well. It's an extra fine. This one is a genuine extra fine, I don't know. But it is amazing. It does write tremendously well, and I love that. The section in the beginning, I did hate this section because I felt like it wasn't comfortable. Now I like it. I like it. I would hold it too close up here, and that doesn't feel comfortable at all. So now what I do is I hold it right here, right where the curve up begins, right? So right where the clip starts spreading apart from the body of the pen, right? So just right here, I put my fingers here, and it writes fantastically. Now, yes, the knock is loud on this one. It is loud. It's loud. It's now, and I'm not saying like metal scraping on. That's not what I'm trying to say. But it's loud. It's clack clack. You know, clack clack. That's how it feels. At least to me. You know, if you're in a silent library and you have to take a note on something and everyone is silent and everything is silent, and then you take out your pen because you need to take notes on something, you know, to write something up really quick, and then you take your pen out and you in the middle of the library and everyone looks at you like, are you dumb? Have you no respect for your pals here that are reading just as you? So I don't like that. It's a good pen. I love it. I use it a lot. I use it all the time. But if I am in I don't know, library, a lecture, and I need to take notes on something that the guy that's giving the lecture is saying, I don't like using this pen because it's loud. It's loud. And I know nobody's going to complain to me about that. No, nobody's going to say, hey, get that pen on your pocket and never take it out again. It's loud. I know people are not gonna say that, but I notice that people notice that it's loud. I notice that people notice that there is a loud pen in the same room as them, as their in the same room, right, as everyone else. And I know that mm, I wouldn't like to be in their place because an- it's it's annoying, right? If you're having to concentrate on something and there's this, you kind of want to shoot that person. At least that's me. That's why I don't have a gun, because I would shoot everyone. I can't. I'm not saying this in a threatening way. In a threatened. I'm not saying this like seriously. I wouldn't actually shoot someone, but you know that feeling like, God, thank you. I don't have a. Thank God I don't have a gun right now. You know that feeling like you wouldn't actually pull the trigger. You wouldn't actually even pull the gun out on that person. But you know when you're like, you are annoying. Stop clicking that pen. You know that feeling. Mm, yeah, yeah, I get that. I get that feeling. I don't like using this pen a lot. So when it comes to that type of situation, now this one is the A1. Now I'm gonna try again the trick here that I did. Oh yeah, you can see that. Okay, here we go. Now it's a fish scale texture, right? It's amazing. I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to actually get an idea of how it looks like, but it looks amazing. It looks amazing, okay? It looks just like a vanishing point. The thing is, an original vanishing point with this type of finish would retail for several $100s. This is what, $30, $40 maybe, with shipping and tax and taxes and all that, tax fees and all of that. So, for something that feels just like might not write as well as a vanishing point, because I think that it doesn't have the same quality control, because you can see that I have, I bought the A2. This was the first one that I got. I bought the A2 writing perfectly. I bought the A3. It came and it was writing terribly. Now it writes awesome. It writes in an awesome way. It writes really well. Then I bought the A3, and it came. I'm sorry, my pronounce on the three, the number three. It's awful. I know American people have told me that I don't know how to say how to speak when it comes to the number three. I don't know how you. I don't know how you guys do that. I can't pronounce it the right way. I can't. I have tried a lot. I can't. But it's starting to. This video is starting to be a bit lengthy. I don't know if that's right. It's 32 minutes already, so I'm gonna shorten it up a little bit. I have talked about the other pens. I'm not gonna show the unit, the nib unit, all of that. But for you, all I'm gonna say is, for you, this pen might not write as well as a pilot vanishing point. Why? Because I don't feel like Mahjon's quality control when it comes to these pens, the nib units, okay? When it comes to these nib units, I don't think that it's that strict as you would want it to be, and as you would expect it to be with a pilot vanishing point. Why? Because the vanishing points, most of them come with gold nibs, and that's a whole other level of attention to detail. Probably the nibs for the vanishing points, since they're gold, they're probably even handmade, because it's gold. It's expensive, right? Um, but these are all steel nibs, and they all write fantastically well. Now, this is another true extra fine. It was the last one to come in the mail. It writes fantastically. It writes smoothly. The tines are aligned just right out of the box. Now, this is my pen. I don't know if your pen is gonna come like that, but everyone that I saw in every that I read the comments on, right, on all of these pens, on every single place on AliExpress where they were selling every single one of these pens, any of these three, right? Any any deal, you would go there and you see, oh, here, some people left comments on this pen, and you would read it. Most of them were saying amazing things about these pens. So I encourage you to buy those, to buy all of these three, right? Because it's worth it. It's worth it. Now, again, If you just need one pen, go for the one pen. But if you like fountain pens just like me and you collect them, get all of them. Even get other finishes, other colors. I'm thinking on buying another A2 in another color, maybe the black matte finish instead of the chrome one. I'm thinking about buying the colored, regular colored ones instead of the fish scale and the strips and all of that. I'm thinking about buying a red, maybe a green one, on the regular version, the old one now it's sold out in almost everywhere on AliExpress, at least all the places that I have looked for, all the stores in AliExpress where I have looked, they don't have the old ones, they just have the new ones. And the old ones that they have are just the plain matte black. Sometimes they will have the other ones, but it's clipless, and I like the clip. I like because when it comes to the clip being here, some people get annoyed about this, but I like it because I like having a clip to clip the pen. That's something that annoys me when I try to put the Kakuno on my pocket or the Kaweco in my pockets. I don't like the fact that they don't have clips. That's why I love this pen. It's a Mahjon A1. It's retractable. It mimics the design of a Mont Blanc Bohème, right? So Bohème, Mont Blanc Bohème. I'm speaking Italian right now, and I'm speaking French as an Italian, and I don't like the way that sounds. That's cursed. Anyway, it works, and it feels just like a Mont Blanc Bohème. But again, it's a pocket pen, it's retractable, and it has a clip. So I find myself using this more than I use my Kawecos, and I'm ashamed of that because I love my Kawecos, all of them. But I use this one more because it has a clip. Now you could say, oh, you could buy a clip, but in Brazil, it's expensive. When you find it, it's almost the price of a pen. Like it's the price of half of, it's like you pay 25 something for the pen plus taxes, and it's like if you had to pay $15 for a clip. I don't like that. If you're paying $5, okay, you might find it expensive for just the clip. Now I find it expensive for just the clip, but it's better than 15, right? It's better than 15. Okay, buying something for $5 it's better than buying for 15 plus taxes. So that's somewhat the ratio here, right? Now this pen is amazing. It clicks well every single time. Some people have said that this sometimes won't click right, and then you do this and the nib won't come out because it's gonna get jammed up. I haven't had that problem of jamming up with any of my pens, any of them. Even the Mahjon A1. I'm not talking about that one right here, but I'm putting it in for that specific matter because it's the same brand, right? So even with that one, it doesn't get jammed, right? It doesn't jam when I'm trying to click it up. Now, that's the proof right here. And it doesn't splash ink when you do that quick. Some people have said that the Pilot Vanishing Point does that. It doesn't. Squeaky clean. So I like that. All of these pens are amazing. This is the A1, this is the A2, and this is the A3. I'm gonna stop the video right here because it's almost 40 minutes. But again, thanks for watching. If you have watched until here, please click the like button, click the subscribe button, click the bell. Okay, click the bell for the notification bell, and keep on watching. I don't know, just keep on watching my videos, guys. Even if you don't subscribe, just click the like button. Your finger's not gonna fall off if you click the like button, right? So please, guys, click the like button. If you can, if you want to, subscribe, please. It will help me to grow this channel, right? To make this channel grow up. Grow, not grow up, grow. Um, and that's it. I'm gonna keep on buying pens. I might even make reviews on pens that I have had for quite some time. So if that's something that you would like me to do, just click the like button, right? Keep on tuned, and thank you for watching. And bye bye, I guess. Thank you.